Hello, everybody. It's Mr. McCabe here again. So I just wanted to talk to you about the next part of these major scales. So we looked at the C major scale, and on the piano that was, which has that do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do sound that we've been trying to create and will eventually create some music from. So last time we went to the fifth letter of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we found that every time we went to the fifth letter of the scale, the seventh letter would be flat and we'd have to add a sharp, and we did that again and again and again until we got to B and we realized that we needed 5 sharps. So what I'd like to talk to you about today is if we go to the fourth letter of the scale. So if we take C major and we start from F, so here I am on F. So I'm going to write that out. So I'm going to start on F, and then it's just G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Now, most of you would have noticed that this B didn't sound correct. So if we listen to that again, if we listen to that, that B doesn't sound correct, and most of you will think, okay, it sounds too high. So if I lower that B to a B flat, that makes it a major scale. So if I start from F, I need to add that B flat or it won't have that sound we're after. So now if you notice, the fourth letter of the F is that B flat. So if I start on B flat and make do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, we're going to notice that the fourth letter isn't going to sound right. So now I'm going to need that fourth letter, E, to go to an E flat. And then when I look at that fourth letter, it becomes E flat. Okay? So, as we go through this, the fourth letter of E flat is A flat, and the fourth letter of A flat is D flat. Now, if I bring it over here to Audio Tool, I can see that I've got the C major scale here. Okay, so if I select all of those notes and I move it up to F, I can see that it's F, G, A, and now it says A sharp here. So whenever you're working with flats in Audio Tool, you just have to think of the next letter up and change it to flat. Okay? So it just automatically gives you the letter. So then the next one is going to be your C, D, E, F. So if I grab that scale again, grab all these notes and move them up to B flat. So now it says A sharp, which I'm just going to think of as B flat, and then C, D, and then it's going to say D sharp. But I know that it's going to be E flat. So when we're working through these flat keys, you're going to want to think of the next letter name higher and the flat. So if I bring that over here, so that's gonna, so if I have a sharp, that's the same as B flat, so I'm just gonna go the one letter name higher and change it over to flat. An audio tool is always gonna give it to you as a sharp, okay? So for today, in the just a Word document or notepad, just writing it out, or you can even write it on a piece of paper and take a picture of it, however you want to get it done. I'd like you to do, let's see, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat major scales, okay? So you can look at it any way you like, and you can even just look them up, write them out, and submit them. So that's going to be your assignment, and I have one more short assignment for you, but I'm going to put that in a different video. Okay, so here's your assignment. I just wanted you to pick any scale. I'm just going to use G. Why not? So G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Okay, so these are my notes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 4 bass notes. Okay, so what I mean by 4 bass notes, I'm going to pick a note to last for 1 bar. So maybe I'll go B, E, C sharp, D sharp. Why not? Or maybe A. What about A? A. Maybe not D. We'll go, but yeah. Okay, so I'm going to pick A, E, D, G. Okay, so those are my 4 bass notes. So now what I want to do is I want to pick 2 notes. So I'm just going to pick those 2 notes over each chord. So I'm going to start off with E and B. Okay, so I'm going to start off with just the note E and the note B, and then I'm going to try it over all 4 chords. And if it doesn't work over one of the chords, then I'm going to change whichever note doesn't sound good to the next lower or the next higher note in the scale. So I'm going to start with E and B, and if B doesn't work, I can change it to A or I can change it to C. If E doesn't work, then I can change it to D or I can change it to F sharp. Okay, so we're just trying to make something, just something harmonic and melodic at the same time, just using the major scale that we know. So you can pick any 4 notes. You can even have, like, you know, I could go back to A here, or I could go A, D, G. Like, they don't all have to be different. And the idea is to just take some notes and put them together and see what you come up with. So I'm gonna punch this into to Audio Tool. Okay, so here I have my Audio Tool, and I'm gonna change to a bar for now. And I'm going to start with that chord progression, and I'm going to go down here to C3 so it sounds like bass. So my first one is going to be an A. Then I'm going to have E. Then I'm going to have D. And then G. So that is my bass line. So I'll turn it up a little bit and we can hear that. Okay. And then Oh, my battery is getting low, so I'm going to plug this in and be right back. Okay, so now I'm plugged in. We don't have to worry about a shutdown in the middle. So I'm going to go back up and I'm going to look at those two notes that I picked. And I picked E and B. So I'm going to put them in as eighth notes. So I'm going to put them up here close to C4 so they don't sound too high, they don't sound too low. And I'll just punch those in. So now I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste it into these 4 bars. Okay, so now I have it pasted into those 4 bars, and I'm just going to have a listen. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with it over the first 2 bars and the 4th bar, but over the 3rd bar, it really doesn't sound that good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all my E's here and I'm going to move them up to F sharp. And now I'm going to have a listen again. So I don't really like the lower note here either. So I'm going to take the B here and I'm going to move it up to C. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, I didn't really like the C. So let's grab it and let's move it down to the A. Okay, so I can also take any of them and alter them. So this one here, the E, I'm going to move down to D. As long as I move it to something in the key close by, it's going to be fine. Okay, so that's the idea, is to just take these notes and listen to them repeat back and forth and use your ear to modify them to fit your chord progression. So pick any 4 notes in the scale. And the thing is, if you don't like the way your chord progressions